You heard of Reef Frenzy? Reef Frenzy is an amazing reef aquarium food that is sweeping the hobby world by storm. They just unveiled their probiotics line. Check out their product at your local fish store. And to learn more, visit reeffrenzy.com. Hey guys, welcome to my interactive MACNA 2013 Day 2 video. Wow, that was a mouthful. This menu is live, so you can click on any of the company logos now. This video is really not meant to be watched all in one shot. Click on any of these company logos to jump to that particular interview. If you don't have a lot of time, just come back to watch another interview later by clicking on that company's logo. I didn't forget about you guys on mobile devices. I put clickable links in the description for the viewers on mobile devices, so you can click on whichever interview you would like to watch. I hope you enjoy this experience. If you have a long wait or just have an hour to spare, you can definitely watch the whole video start to finish. Enjoy. MACNA 2013 was not in short supply of beautiful aquariums. So on day 2, I decided to take a look at all the different aquariums, technology, and products that MACNA had to offer. Okay, well, let's talk to Scott from Red Sea about this awesome setup. This is Thomas. We're here at MACNA 2013 Day 2. I'm here with Scott of Red Sea. Scott, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
My pleasure to be here.
Really appreciate it. This episode is all about the aquariums and the beautiful setups here at MACNA. And so, Scott, what tank are we going to look at over here?
This is the Red Sea Max 650 aquarium. Okay, Thomas, what I'd like to do is start at the top of the aquarium and sort of work our way down and around to show you all the different features. One interesting thing about the Max S series, we've got a 400 liter, a 500 liter, and of course this 650 liter. In gallons, roughly 110, 135, 175. These arrive to either the store that you're purchasing from or even your home in a single box, a very heavy single box. But the tank is full of features, and we'll start with the lighting. We have 10 linear high output T5s. In this particular system, the tubes are 80 watts, so we have 800 watts of light over this system. We have 4 tubes in the front panel, 2 tubes in the center, along with an array of LED moonlights, and then 4 tubes in the back. The lighting is fixed onto the top, but can actually be slid back and forth to allow you access to the aquarium. And the front and rear panels can also be lifted up. And there's a nice little micro switch inside. So as soon as the light is lifted, the bulbs turn off, so you're not being blinded. So you can lift up this top flap, push the whole light back, and you've got wide open access to the top of the aquarium. As soon as you set the panel back down, the lights are going to resume and turn themselves back on. Right. Really nice feature of the Max S series is that we have a freshwater reservoir actually built into the aquarium back here. We have a compartment that is basically splitting the rear of the tank, giving us a very, very long surface skimmer. The overflow is all along the back. You can see the ports where the circulation pumps are coming back out. But the lower portion of this partition is actually a freshwater reservoir. You put your RO water in this flap, and it is gravity fed via a float valve into the sump below the tank. So this way you don't have to worry about maintaining the proper level in your sump. The tank will literally just continue to automatically top itself off. Okay. If we come around to the other side of the aquarium, this is the overflow, and it's a pretty interesting setup that we've got over here. I can show you the valve array. This makes the tank virtually silent. You can control the rate at which the water is dropping down into the sump with great precision, making the tank very, very quiet. And of course, this is the return coming back up here going into the aquarium. There's a second overflow that is also built into the aquarium. Just in case the valve were ever closed or anything was obstructed, the water's simply going to go down the secondary over surprises. Over here is our sump area, and you can see, especially in this model, we have a very large sump. The skimmer is included, and everything is pre-plumbed. There's no need to do any PVC cementing or anything else with these tanks. Everything is going to be with union joints, compression fittings. It is pre-plumbed to accept a chiller should you require one in your climate. The skimmer is the Red Sea Skim 1800, and that is actually fed by the same return pump that's pushing the water back up into the aquarium. Okay? And you've got plenty of room. You can permanently mount accessories such as UV, which we of course run here in the show, but you can even mount that over on this other compartment, which I'll show you momentarily. Okay? The entire frame of the stand is marine grade extruded aluminum, which is very, very strong. The sump area is also double walled to prevent any salt spray from getting out onto the walls or the carpeting or anything else. Okay. You'll also notice the doors don't slam. They just close nice and quietly so they don't spook the fish every time somebody's looking inside the aquarium. Over on this side, we have our integrated power center and lighting timers. You have a number of different ways that you can set up the lights to come on and go off to phase up and down. Every component in the aquarium has a power switch, from the main system pump to each one of the circulation pumps, the skimmer, if you decide to add a chiller, as well as any other accessories you may add, such as UV or ozone. You can actually plug into this power center and have a designated switch for it, so you're never crawling underneath the aquarium trying to find out what plug goes to what. The entire aquarium plugs into your wall with a single cord. So it's a really, really nice, efficient and clean system. The aquarium comes in 5 different colors: blue, white, red, black, and a graphite. A lot of people will look at the blues or the reds and really think that this is a great color, but they worry about whether or not that's still going to match their decor 5 years down the road. So to take some of that fear of long-term commitment with some of these more bold colors, we've done something pretty revolutionary, and that is to allow the hobbyist to simply change the color of their aquarium. If you get bored of white and you want to change to graphite, all of these color trims simply come off. Anything on this aquarium that has color can be taken off while the tank is full of water. Even the panels are not structural. They're not supporting the aquarium. The whole aquarium is being supported by that aluminum skeleton. So you can remove all of these panels, purchase a new color kit, and simply replace them. And within a matter of a couple of hours, you can go from a white tank to a red tank or whatever you choose. It also allows you to replace one individual component should a door ever become scratched or a piece of the plastic trim ever become damaged.
Hey, I'm here with Nick of Build My LED. Nick, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
Sure.
I see you have an awesome setup right here behind us. Who actually built this setup for you?
Reef Top Aquariums out of Miami was kind enough to put up the tank and get the corals and some fish in it, so I think it's looking great.
Okay, great. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the products that you have?
Sure. Okay, Thomas, so what we do here at Build My LED is we build this sleek LED high power setup out of Austin, Texas. Every fixture is built by hand in Austin. And what we do is we let the customer customize this light to the exact specifications of their tank. And so what they get to do is they get to pick 3 things for each light. Number 1 is you pick the fixture length. What you see here on this tank, this is a 4-foot tank, so these are 48-inch fixtures, but this is only one of 8 different sizes that we offer. So at MACNA this year, we're actually launching a 7-inch long nano fixture, and we also build these all the way up to 6 feet long. So you can, if you have a tank that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet long, we can build you an LED fixture. And with the resulting look of having this linear design, as opposed to using some of the LED clusters that you see, we use this long linear design, and there's an LED every 3/4 of an inch. So if you look into this tank, the result that you get is kind of this T5 look. So from one side of the aquarium to the other side of the aquarium, there's an LED, again, every 3/4 of an inch. So what you get is this very uniform edge-to-edge blanket of light. So you don't have any hot spots of PAR to bleach your corals. It's just a very uniform light. So that was step 1, is you pick your fixture length. 2, after you pick your fixture length, is you build your LED spectrum. So you can completely customize it to your exact color requirements. So today we have 18 different LEDs. We have 8 colors of white, from warm white to cool white. And then we have 10 different colors of LEDs, from 400 nanometer UV up to 730 nanometer far red. And we let you literally pick over 500 million different combinations of how to put these together. And if you don't want to build your own spectrum, you can actually pick one of our pre-configured lights. So on this tank, we've got a pre-configured 12,000 Kelvin, a 14,000 Kelvin, we've got a 20K full spectrum light. And then on top of that, I'll show you real quick here, you can turn off those full spectrum if you're interested. and you can go with supplemental lights. And these supplemental lights can be applied to any other lighting system. So if you have a metal halide or a T5 system and you're looking for more color pop. So this fixture that's on right here, this is what we call our super actinic. This is a blend of 400 nanometer UV, 450 royal blue, 470 blue. And it really makes the corals pop, and you can use it for a sunrise sunset effect. Second fixture that we have is a supplement. This here is a 400 nanometer UV. So this is a missing wavelength from most LED fixtures. Most manufacturers start with 450 nanometer royal blue, but we actually incorporate this 400 nanometer UV/violet because metal halides have actually a lot of this wavelength in it, and so when you're trying to replicate that metal halide look, you want to make sure you have this spectrum in there. So that was step 2. So step 1, you pick the length. Step 2 is you pick your spectrum, and step 3, you pick your beam angle. We have 5 different beam angles that we can build on every light from a 90-degree wide. So if you're very close to the corals at the top of the water, you'd probably want a 90-degree wide beam angle to make sure you have even coverage up top. And then for deeper tanks, all the way at the other extreme, we have a 30-degree beam angle. And so if you had, let's say, a 4-foot deep tank and you wanted to penetrate clams on the bottom of the tank, you'd want our 30-degree to make sure you're getting enough light collimated down into the corals. We also have a 45, a 60, and a 75. Now, we launched a brand new website last week that has par charts on every single fixture that we make and every spectrum. So you just go to the website, you can watch HD video of every spectrum, all the colors we offer. You can read the par charts to see how much par you're going to get. And again, after you submit that order, we build every fixture by hand in Austin, Texas. They're sealed against water intrusion, so you can actually spray these lights with high pressure spray. There's no fans on them that are ever going to fail, so it's a very robust design that we're bringing in from the industrial lighting market into the aquarium market. Okay, so in step 1, you pick your length. Step 2, you pick your spectrum. Step 3, you pick your beam angle. At that point, you just put it into your cart online on our website, enter the order. And once you enter that order, we build every fixture by hand in our factory in Austin. And once you submit your order for your custom built LED light, it typically takes 4 to 5 business days from the time you've submitted the order till the time we're shipping it out to you via UPS.
Julian Sprung is the president of Two Little Fishies. He was a speaker at MACNA this year, and Julian has been keeping marine aquariums for more than 30 years, and is an aquarium design consultant, author, and photographer. After talking a little bit about my new series Tank Wars off camera, we decided to do a fun little interview about the mangrove tanks he brought to MACNA.
What you have here are a couple of displays that feature mangrove trees. This one here has a red mangrove in it. It's actually 2 mangrove trees that are intertwined together. And what I wanted to do was to create an effect where it looked like the tree was crawling out of the aquarium, because mangroves, red mangroves, appear to have legs. They look like they can walk. These 2 trees I've been growing for about 10 years. I started them as just regular propagules. They were growing in a sump, and I ended up not using that sump after a while. And when it was out of use, I just put it outside behind my house in the sunlight. So this tree, or these trees, were growing in a section about that wide and about that long. And although the tree looks quite tall, its root mat was extremely compressed. You can see the edge of it right there. So I had this idea as MACNA was getting close here in Miami. I looked at that sump and I thought, you know, that would make a nice display for MACNA. I'll just smash the glass and pull it out, because it was so dense in there you couldn't pull it out without breaking the sump. And I did it, and before doing it, I thought about either building an aquarium, or I was looking for a commercially made aquarium that was narrow so it would fit and give a nice proportion to the tree. And this innovative marine nano aquarium fit the bill. It was just right for it. Now the other mangrove over there is a black mangrove that was growing in the same sump but in another section. You could see the size of it right there. Now it was growing with a very low water level outside. It was getting rainwater, and this plant here is called Sesuvium. That's a plant that you can find growing among mangroves. And they will grow in salt water. They normally grow immersed though. If you have the leaves underwater too long, they tend to rot. So the 2 the common red and common black mangrove make this nice yin and yang display. I have an additional one that was growing near them. This is a white mangrove. And the white mangrove propagules are really small. They're only about that big. They look like a little seed. And this time of year they float. You can find them in Biscayne Bay in Miami, and sometimes they wash up on shore on the beaches. And I saw a bunch one day. I grabbed them and threw them in this container, and they sprouted and grew. These are only about 3 years old, so it doesn't take long to make something pretty like that. This is a red mangrove propagule, a smaller one, that shortly after the first sprout came out, I dropped something and hit it, broke it. So I didn't actually cut it to make that happen, but because of the break, it branched out like this, and it made this really, really pretty tree. So here it is planted in just a little vase, square vase.
Now at this size, what size tank would that actually provide with filtration for?
Well, the reality is that mangroves grow fairly slowly, so their ability to assimilate nutrients is minimal. The main benefit that the aquarium gets is from the substrate, the sand that they're growing in, and that's where you get denitrification. They do absorb some phosphate, and it helps a little bit. So, you know, I mean, to have any measurable effect, this is really something for a small tank, a 20-gallon tank. Once a tree becomes really big and it has a big root mat, you know, those would have some measurable effect because they grow a lot of leaves and the leaves shed off.
So we go to the very last room.
So that,
Do you think these tanks are ready for tank wars?
oh, I don't know about that. I think I'd probably need to have some fish in there to give it a little bit more movement and interest.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I stopped by Neptune Systems to check out their aquarium setup by Reef Savvy. It was sporting some great tech. Let's see what Neptune's brought to MACNA this year.
Well, one of the greatest things we have here at MACNA 2013 is we're showing off the new Apex Fusion interface, which is basically puts your Apex controller accessible in the cloud. The things that's going to do for you is it's going to make it real easy now for you to access your Apex outside your home. No more port forwarding, no more DYN DNS, no more GMX email or other email setup. It's all out there in the cloud and very easy for you to set up. It also gives us a lot more functionality that we couldn't get just inside the little Apex box because it's now all up on the servers. I can give you a quick look here at Apex Fusion. Up there you see right now the new dashboard. It's still very configurable, drag and drop different items in the dashboard, which is really cool. Now we've got multiple web camera support, so you can have as many web cameras as you want. All the same things that you're used to here, but one of the cool things is that many people have a problem with programming their Apex. It's known, right? And so with Apex Fusion, we're able to bring to you the ability to more easily set up things like your lights. We've now created a unified LED lighting scheduling wizard, and along with the modules we have for AI wireless that are coming out, and the WXM module for Vortex and now Radions, and also Kessels and all other LEDs that work off of 0 to 10 volt. They all can work off the same exact interface inside Apex Fusion. And that's what we have here on the screen. You can move points around, you can change what the profile is for each of these points. So if you want it to be 10K, if you want it to have a lightning storm, if you wanted to add another dot in there, you could. And then if you need to preview any one of these spots, you just go in, preview it, and then it's going to show over the tank what that light, changes to. And then overall, you can obviously see a preview of the whole day in 24 seconds, which is really cool. Or I think it's 48 seconds. So now it's going to go through the whole lighting profile, and we've got 3 different lights over this tank showing that we're actually controlling at the same time 3 completely different lights, which is pretty amazing in and of itself. Now, depending on what light you have, you've got different color channels that are going to show up in the Apex Fusion dashboard. So here you see this is the Radion light, and it's got all of the colors. It's not the Radion Pro, so it has 6 colors in it. And that's the Apex Fusion lighting wizard that we have in here. And you're going to see more of these wizards when Apex Fusion releases. In a couple of months, it'll be available and out for beta. One of the next things that we have here, if you want to take a look, is the Neptune Systems automatic feeding system. And this is a new fish feeder that'll be out in a couple of months that's designed to connect directly up to the Aquabus in your Apex controller, allowing you to feed whenever you like. You don't have to worry about grandma feeding the tank. It feeds very small amounts of food, and because it goes in and out, it actually keeps them dry in between feeding. Keeps your pellet food, your flake food, all of that dry. Comes out, spins around, goes back in. It's very cool. And like I said, up here we've got the radions being controlled. I know this is a big thing all you guys out there in YouTube land wanted to hear about, which is the radions. And then we've got the AI Hydra. And since it works off the same interface of the just announced AI Hydra 52, it'll work on that when that releases. And then the Kessel, which you know we've run for quite some time. Over here, we've got the new AI wireless module that allows you to, to do the control on the AI Hydra and Vega. So that's what's going to be releasing in a couple months to you guys. And for those of you guys outside of the United States who have 220, 240 volt, we now have a Schuko style, European style plug, 220 volt, 240 volt, Energy Bar 6. That'll be, again, made available within a couple of months into Europe, which this is a big deal. Our guys have been waiting for Apexes over there for a long, long time. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's we covered a lot, and I think we've got quite a great showing here at MACNA, and we're very happy to be here, and come see us.
Hi guys, my name's Dustin. I'm with ThomasVisionReef and Aquariums, and today we're going to show you some of the fish and corals that we brought with us. So this is our zero-edge spillover tank, and inside of it we've got some of our latest and greatest aquacultured corals. ORA grows almost all of our corals in a greenhouse here in Florida. They're 100% aquacultured. A small amount of our corals and our clams come from our clam farm in the Marshall Islands. And in addition to the corals, we also produce a large variety of aquacultured fish. This tank has our newest dotty backs and our newest assessor, the Randall's assessor, and the new black neon dotty back. And over here we have our 67-gallon Solana tank with a wide variety of our aquacultured clownfish, as well as some of our larger coral pieces. This show we brought some of our awesome premium black snowflakes. It's one of our newer fish, as well as there's one gold nugget maroon that we brought in here, fish that's almost ready for market here in the U.S. And another kind of new fish for us, at least, the hybrid maroon Ocellaris clownfish. Kind of a really unusual guy right back here behind the spot cinctus. And look, it looks like an Ocellaris kind of in color, but maroon looking fins. Pretty unusual fish. It's another one right here, actually. It's a kind of a difficult fish to get to pair up, one would think, but we have a customer here in South Florida that gave us a pair that he's had spawning in his store for years, and we were pretty lucky that it continued spawning after we moved it to our hatchery. We should see those on the market here in the U.S. In the next couple months.
Hey guys, this is day 2 of MACNA.
Some of you already know that I run 2 Soul Blues on my 150-gallon tank, so I was really excited to see what Aqua Illuminations has coming up.
Good morning, Thomas. Thanks. What we have here is our Hydra and our Hydra 52, our new light. Our Hydra is about 5 months old. It's a light with 7 channels of control, 95 watts. It's got white, red, green, royal, very deep blue, UV, and violet LEDs. It's a total of about 95 watts. And also here at MACNA, we're announcing the brand new slim heatsink on the Hydra. So we've lost about ½ an inch of the profile on this particular fixture. In addition, at MACNA is the Hydra 52, which has the same exact platform with 52 LEDs instead of just 20. So it's just got more power and more power. So one of the big questions we get all the time is, what is the difference between a Hydra and a Vega? The biggest difference is just the level of control. The Hydra has 7 channels of control and the Vega 20. With the Vega having 20 channels of control, what it allows you to do is our Power Puck system. What the Power Puck is a customizable replacement puck for your light with any color LED you want to choose. What that allows you to do is go to our website, custom configure your puck, we'll build it for you, send it to you, and you can put that in your light and add additional colors to your existing 6 colors in the Vega. The Hydra, while has 1 additional color, it does not have the Power Puck system. So when people ask, why do I buy a Vega over a Hydra? That's why, customability. Now that you've seen the lights, let's go take a look at the new director. So what we have here is our director interface. What this allows you to do, simply hit the Discover button. Your lights populate in the box. You can drag and drop them over into their proper location. If you've got, say, half a dozen lights in here and you don't know which one's which, you just double click here. The light pulses, lets you know which one's which, and then you can properly place it amongst the other lights. Once you've got your lights placed, you hit the Save button and you're all done. Now we can go to Control. You click Control. With this new tool, you can custom configure new data points anytime you like and adjust them as you will. With this tool, you simply select your color. Now you've got your graph with your time over intensity. To add a data point, you simply click the plus button. And now I can grab this button and I can move it as I will, and it tells me the percentage on one side, the time on the bottom. If I'm done, pleased with what I have, I can go to the next color and start over again. If I don't want to go through all the effort of placing all these manually, I can simply go to Easy Setup and enter my sunrise, sunset, and ramp time and have it pre-build all my plots for me. Once you're done with all your data plots, you can hit the play button and go through your programming. Now that you've seen a little bit about the director and the Hydra, if you have more questions, visit us at aquaillumination.com.
Well, I waited for Bulk Reef Supply to finish up their interview, and then I was next up to interview Reef
Hey,
Savvy.
this is Felix from Reef Savvy, and here we have our external ghost overflow. The idea behind this is very simple. We wanted something that can handle tons of flow, be completely quiet, and not take up too much room inside the aquarium. I think we accomplished that actually. The overflow is 1.4 inches front to back, so right under 1.5 inches. The back of the external box is going to be slightly over 4 inches front to back. The typical external overflow is usually 6 to 7 inches, so this almost cut it in half. This overflow being at 1.4 inches front to back can handle 4,000 gallons per hour in our 24-inch model, and we have a smaller version which is 16 inches, and that one can handle 2,500 gallons per hour. One of the neat features from this overflow is the magnetically coupled weir cover, which can actually remove for easy maintenance. It is coated neodymium magnets, which are very small but very powerful. When you're done cleaning it, simply bring it back and slap it back in place. Another neat feature about this is the fact that it has a lot of redundancy built into it, so it's not just function and aesthetics, but it's also a peace of mind that you get with it. It's drilled with 3 1.5-inch bulkheads it'll have based on a full siphon system. One of the full siphons, then it has one that is vented, and it has a third 1.5-inch pipe, which is just an emergency. It has a cover in the back, so keeping it even quieter. And a neat thing about it is that you don't need to buy one of our aquariums to actually own this. You could simply order it as a standalone product. We'll ship it to you with everything you need, actual diamond hole saw, and an instructional video and paper instructions. So you can turn your regular tank into a high performance tank with the low profile external ghost overflow. Okay, here we have our 45-gallon aquarium with our floating phantom bottom and our internal ghost overflow. The idea behind the internal ghost overflow is very simple. It's glass and acrylic, best of both worlds. We call it the ghost overflow because you don't hear it and you don't see it. The idea of having a glass overflow is smart because the glass is something that is easy to clean and something you could scrape. Usually some of the acrylic overflows after time, you have all the rock work, are really difficult to clean. The acrylic part is very versatile and it's easy to CNC and laser CNC, so you could do all the slots and make it however you want. The other part is that it has a cover that helps hide the light so you don't grow nuisance algae and prevent small fish and invertebrates from falling in. The cover actually comes off for easy maintenance, leaving just the glass body behind. This you can take to your sink, wash it, clean it, and simply replace it back on the tank. And that is our internal ghost overflow.
And I heard that you actually set up a store here in the Miami area.
Yes, that would be Ocean View Aquariums on Bird Road. And basically the entire store was designed by me and the owner, Andrew Martinez. And we sat together, designed it from scratch. It was basically an empty warehouse. And right now it's probably one of the most beautiful aquariums in Florida. It is a boutique style store, not what you normally see when you walk into your typical local fish store. Actually, the owner just walked in right now.
Well, actually, here's the owner right here. And actually, why don't we take a trip to the store right now?
Ocean View Aquariums is definitely an awesome store and will be in my next episode of Local Fish Store World Travel. The owner, Andrew, is one of the coolest guys you'll ever meet. With the help of Reef Savvy, Andrew's store looks sick. Sick is a good thing, by the way.
How you doing? I'm Rick Lowe with Synergy Reef Systems. We're based out of Nashville, Tennessee. We work hand in hand with Reef Savvy, who is a custom tank manufacturer out of Miami. Like I said, we are a sump, custom sump, refugium, ATO, anything acrylic. We actually manufacture custom for tanks. These are some of our products here that were custom done for this particular system. We have a auto top-off reservoir, which is our standard auto top-off reservoir. The sump in this custom configuration is 34 inches by 15 inches wide by 15 inches high. And next to that is a refugium section, which is a standalone refugium. It's self-contained, so it can be removed from the system if it ever needs to be cleaned or modified. That can be purchased on our website. Our website is www.synergyreef.com or through local vendors that have it.
I'm here with David of Kissel. And David, now you have an awesome display tank here. Who actually built this for you?
Well, actually, this is a beautiful tank from Reef Savvy. I don't know if you know Felix and them over there.
Oh, yeah,
but
definitely.
He makes some of the best tanks in the industry.
Yep.
And may go as far as to say the best. At least he would want me to say that.
Definitely, the tank looks awesome.
It does.
The lights are really setting it off as well. Why don't we talk about a little bit about these guys?
Sure. Well, one thing that makes this tank look so good is the lights. I mean, one of the things that people love about our lights is that it really is a replacement for a metal halide. In terms of the shimmer, it's a little bit more pronounced, but it does replicate a natural shimmer. And in terms of the color mixing, you don't have spots of different colors like you typically see with some LED units. Also, the penetration is very good. You can see that we have nice, even light penetration throughout the whole aquarium. Color rendition is pretty good. You can also adjust them. So let's say you're not in the mood for kind of a nice bright tank, you want something more subdued. You can go into something that's more of a traditional 20K, or even if you're feeling to see things pop, you can go into something more actinic where you can see everything just kind of fluoresce.
Now, can you hook these up to a controller?
You can hook these up to a controller. There's a simple 0 to 10 volt input and output. So you can hook them up to digital aquatics. They are Apex Ready Plus.
Okay.
And you can also hook them up to pretty much any other controller company that's out there that are compatible with all of them.
Now, how many watts are these?
They're maximum wattage of 90 for each unit. And the intensity is adjustable, so if that's too much for you, you can always tone it down.
Okay, awesome.
So one of the nice things about our lights is not just that the design is very small and compact and lightweight, but there's multiple ways to install them over the tank. They come packaged with sort of a canopy kit with a couple of hanging triangles and a couple of brass hooks that you can screw into the wood. You can add a line to that if you're going to hang it from the ceiling or higher up. But the beautiful thing that we also have is the gooseneck, which it's very affordable for one, and a lot of people like the way that it looks over the tank. You know, you don't have to suspend it from the ceiling, you don't have to have a rail system going over your tank. You can put a gooseneck, it's a very clean line, and it fits over most tanks. The base of this gooseneck actually can rotate 90 degrees and you can screw it into the other side, and it will clamp onto acrylic tops as well as Euro brace tops, or just tops that are too thick for traditional mounting like this. Another beautiful thing about these goosenecks is because the lights are so lightweight, they don't droop down over time. They stay where they're at, you put them where they're at, and they settle in. This is where you're going to get the entire time.
So guys, we are actually here at MACNA Day 2, and I'm here with Jim from CCAM, and you're going to tell us about one of your great new lines.
Absolutely. We've released this spring a fantastic line of products in the flake food realm. We initiated the release with 4 different food formulations: tropical fish food, cichlid, goldfish, and marine. These are our basic staple diets. And then we have just recently, I think it's been about possibly 2 months, we released 4 more foods which are more of a specialty: Marine Plus, shrimp flakes, chlorella flakes, and discus flakes. All of these flakes work together as a cohesive range to offer really any hobbyist what they need to feed, either as a staple basis or a more specialty basis, whichever their fish are needing or requiring at any point. We do a lot of different things with the food. We actually have been asked to produce a food for years, to be honest, and we didn't really want to come to market with just the same old, same old. We have done a lot of research into improving what kind of food we could put forward, and with these foods you see, first of all, 2 main components that are different from anything else out there. Number one, every single one of the foods we produce has garlic in it. Garlic has the benefit of appetite enhancement. A lot of fish that are having difficulty getting started onto a prepared diet, you can add garlic into the diet and they'll actually pick up a flake food or a prepared diet much more easily. We embed that in each of the foods. It also has some aspects where it has an ability to flush out internal parasites and also take care of internal bacterial infections. This is CCAM's new Hydro Tote. What we've done is, with the requests of a lot of our dealers out there and consumers, we've looked at the aspect of picking up RO water, whether mixed or not mixed from the stores. It's kind of a headache to carry around either a big full jug or a bucket, something that takes up a lot of space in the car. It's kind of a pain to remember it here and there, to bring it. So what people wanted us to do is come up with something that takes up a lot less space, that is collapsible, and that's what we've done. We come up with the Hydro Tote. It's a 20-liter or a 5-gallon jug. Comes in a flattened out format, like so. Once you get it out of the package, you take the cap off, or loosen the cap, unfold it, and pull the red loop. Unfold it a little bit. Now if you start to put water in at this stage, it'll naturally expand out from there. As you fill it, it's going to end up taking on this, and you put the cap back on. Once it's full, this is one of the most durable containers that I've seen. It can survive about a 12-foot drop onto concrete without issue. I even heard of someone filming a video where they were throwing it off a flatbed truck onto asphalt, and it has survived just an amazing amount of torture. In fact, I often do a simple drop where it survives quite easily. Pretty easy to deal with. It is 5 gallons, but it's got a good safety handle on it. And if you need to pour from it, you grab the tag at the bottom and you can pour out of it. Once it's empty, let's say this was an empty one. Once it's empty, you simply fold it back up, tuck it back in, and fold it back flat. And that's easier to store than a 5-gallon jug or a plastic container, or certainly a bucket, in your trunk or in the back of a car or in the store anywhere. So it's a very simple product to be able to work with carrying around water much more easily. Had great response on it.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm here with Patrick at Ecotech, and you guys have a beautiful aquarium setup at your booth. Now, who actually set this up for you?
Well, the aquarium livestock we received and was brought down by A Reef Creation out of Buffalo, New York. And the aquarium was custom designed for us, and the stand and the glass was done by Reef Aquarium Design here in Florida.
Well, the tank definitely looks great, but the equipment on it really sets it off. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the equipment?
Well, this tank is being lit by Radion XR30 Pros. Flow is being generated by 2 Ecotech MP40 WES pumps. And the interesting thing about this tank is that the color really makes the corals pop. The flow gives us the beautiful wave action of the corals and gives the fish really something to swim against. And this tank is being featured because it's being controlled by ReefLink, which is our new product being released here at MACNA. And the ReefLink allows you to wirelessly connect to all of your lights, and by the end of this year, your pumps as well. So you can control the intensity of the lights, the color of the lights, and then the flow of the pumps. And that's all done through our new iPhone app and smartphone app. It will be available for Android later as well. And so we can really just change the color of the aquarium, and bam, that's going to change the coral colors, and going to allow you to have different kinds of moods for your aquarium. When you have guests, you can feature specific corals or fish. And that flexibility is really going to enable Ecotech to control your entire aquarium. But the cool thing is it'll happen from wherever you are, because it connects to Wi-Fi of your house and the RF of your pumps and lights. This is a platform that allows you to control it. So if you're at your house or if you're traveling abroad, you can control your aquarium with Ecotech.
That is awesome. So Patrick, why don't you tell us about these lights right here? They look awesome.
The Radion Pros are an excellent light for reef aquariums because it allows you the ultimate control. We've got 7 different colors that are controlled over 6 different channels on the lights, and those LEDs are being emitted through a lens that makes them very efficient and allows you to mix the colors very perfectly. So you don't get that rainbow effect that sometimes you see with LED lights that don't have these TIR lenses. And as well, it's very efficient. When compared to the traditional technologies like metal halide or VHO, this is going to give you the lifetime of the bulbs, which is more or less 10 years, and allow you to be extremely efficient in taking care and lighting your reef.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
No problem.
Hello, I'm Jack Kent with Continuum Aquatics. This is our new line of marine reef products. I've been manufacturing aquarium products for over 20 years. One of the originators of many of the products in the industry. We've got a really exciting new line. We've come out with our scrapers, which are the only acrylic safe scrapers in the industry. They're made in America by Americans, all US made parts. We've concentrated on coming out with extremely beautiful packaging so that consumers will pick them up off the shelves and enjoy buying them. We have some exciting products that have never been on the market before. Our bacterial line is fairly new for us. Many of the bacteria on the market don't work. These products are specific for marine aquariums. We have our latest product, which is called Bacter Clean M, specifically for marine tanks. This product will clean up your reef like no product has ever been on the market. It's all natural bacteria. The bacteria will do much of the work for you. You'll have a much cleaner tank, cleaner glass. It'll clean stains and unwanted hairy stuff off of your rock. It really makes a pristine system, and hobbyists are having extremely good success with the product. One of the things hobbyists will notice about our products is we have extremely good instructions on the bottle. They're easy to read for a novice hobbyist, but enough information for advanced hobbyists to use. We've done the dosing calculations for you, so it only requires 3 pieces of data to be able to determine how to dose the product in your aquarium. We also have a very wide range of products. They're all categorized by a little color chip up in the corner that tell you what kind of product they are. So what this lets you know is this is a water conditioner, and you'll know what other products are water conditioners. If it's a calcium, it'll have a little CA up in the corner. This will tell you if you're using more than one type of product in the aquarium that does the same thing. One of the advantages of our line is we do give you a wide choice in the kinds of products that you use. You can choose to go with dry products, which will give you better economy in your reef, or you can use liquid products that are much easier to use. We also allow you the ability to use any kind of calcium that you want to use and integrate it into your system. Rather than having a system that's ABC, our products are describing exactly what they are and how to use them on the products. So we believe it's a very good program. It's the philosophies that we have created over time have been in place for many, many years. Hobbyists get very, very good results with our products.
Hey, this is Josh Saul from Reefs.com at MACNA 2013. Going to give you a quick overview of what we're doing here at Reefs.com. We're in the middle of a very hectic and energetic MACNA floor, but we've got our own little lounge here, and the lounge sort of represents everything that we're all about, the lifestyle of reefers, and a commonality that we all share as aquarists. The main thing we're doing here today is we're promoting our update to our mobile app. We have a mobile app that is available on iOS only at the moment. We have the Android version coming definitely by the end of this year. The app is free, and you can download it from the App Store by searching for Reefs. That's plural, R-E-E-F-S. Just go into the Apple App Store. You'll be able to download it. It's free. Within the app, we have a couple of unlockables. You can pay 99 cents to unlock a fish database, or a coral database, or a pest database, or an invert database. And that's it. Everything else is free. Within the app, there's a whole bunch of cool features. I'll give you a quick overview here. So we have a dynamic content system, so we can sort of push news and information down to the phone and give you updates, you know, as to what's going on in the hobby, local frag swaps, things like that. We have an integrated store finder. It uses your GPS, so you can see that I'm in beautiful Fort Lauderdale. And as I zoom out here, of course it gets stuck, so that's where I'll put in the little thing.
No, it's no problem. And can you find fish stores in that as well?
It's all fish stores and zoos.
Wow,
so
that would help me.
Oh, here we go. All right. So all these pins, the red pins represent a fish store, an LFS, and the green represents a zoo. So if I tap on this green one, there's a place called Flamingo Gardens on South Flamingo Road, I guess, in Florida.
This app will help me so much. I mean, guys, and this is live. You probably, you may not have seen my series, but my series is actually called Local Fish Store Travel.
Oh, well,
where I travel the world, going to different local fish stores. Yesterday, I went to about 4 of them, filmed them, and this app, I mean, would help me out so much.
You know, yeah, it's like you go into a neighborhood and you don't even know, but you're surrounded by all these different LFSs because, you know, they're kind of, sometimes they're off the beaten path, or they've got a weird sign or something like that. So anyhow, when I get into a town and I'm, you know, I got an hour to blow and nothing to do, I'll go in here, it does the GPS, it tells me where I'm at, and then I'll just tap on an individual red dot and it'll say the location. And then from the location, I can automatically get directions via Google Maps or iOS Maps, whatever you want to choose. So that's the store finder. It's pretty neat. We also have a live marketplace. Live marketplace gathers livestock in real time from various farmers, retailers, what have you. So for example, this is all live information. I happen to know that these corals here are coming from cherry corals. So I can see all the different corals that he's got right there. And if I scroll down a little bit further, you'll see that kind of the style of some of the images change, and that's because those are from other retailers. So these are mixed together in real time based on when they're posted. So I'll give you an example. Live Aquaria does Diver's Den, where essentially once a day they make an announcement and they say, look at all these cool things we got in today. And by the time you get around to looking at them, they're already gone. But here you can check it on the fly, and if you find something you like, and you want to get it, you say, oh, wait, look at that. Cherry Corals, Blueberry Acro 1. I tap on it and it'll take me directly to Cherry Coral's page where I can order it, mail order it, I'll get it in a day. That's the marketplace. Reefs Magazine, we've been going for 7 years now. We just put out our largest issue ever. It's called the Mega MACNA issue. We have 8 fantastic articles in here, including the lead article. The featured article is by Sanjay. Sanjay is talking about macro photography. He goes through macro photography to a level of detail that is unbelievable, but it is readable for a newbie. He says, if you want to do macro photography, these are the things that you need. And if you don't have this, this is why your pictures are looking bad. And if you don't have that, this is why your pictures are looking bad. That's the thing with macro photography. You need like 4 or 5 different things.
I would love to watch that.
So you can view all of our issues on here. Again, the Wi-Fi is a little slow, so it's not caught up with me. We have 7 years worth of articles on here, hundreds of articles. And then once you find what you want, like for example, this article by Drew about zoanthids. So that was Reefs Magazine. The other thing that's integrated with the app is called Reefs.me. And Reefs.me is sort of like your central system for information about your tank. So on the website, it allows you to create a profile for your tank where you list the fish that you have, or bare bottom versus deep sand bed. You put in pictures of your tank, and it gives you a unique link for your username, so you can say, hey, this is my tank. You want to check out my tank? It's reefs.me/you, and then your username. So you can give that out. It creates unique signatures that you can put in different forum sites. One of the cool things is called reefs.me, and it links into our server, so you configure the server with some very basic information about your setup, and it can actually reach out to the probe that is connected to your aquarium, be it an Apex Aqua controller, or a Reef Keeper Elite, or a Reef Keeper Lite, or the Reef Angel. And then once it connects to it, it will log all data. So it keeps historical data, and then it will allow you to see a graph on the road. Whereas with some of the other apps, the apps that are just designed for a specific controller, they only give you data when you are logged in. Whereas this is getting from the server. The server is always logging the data, and you can go through it very simply. So you can see here my pH. You can see nice curves throughout the day. Look, my temperature dropped a little bit. I bet my wife left the window open or the door open in our apartment back home. The salinity went down a little bit as well. That's typically tied to the temperature, you know, as the top off kicks on or off. And then this is the pH level of my reactor, so I can tell my reactor is running at about, you know, 6.3. And so that's all the information that I have on my tank right now. It's pretty neat, so, you know, makes you feel good when you're away. And yeah, I checked on my tank, everything looks good, curves look good, and get back to, you know, the bar. Like I said before, it's free. You can unlock it. You can get some other things in it if you want to check it out. I definitely recommend the fish and the coral databases. They're 99 cents each. Spend a lot of time on them. The coral database will blow your mind because we've got over 2,000 named corals in there. So whether or not, if you like the names or not, great eye candy. And actually we have in the database, if you're not a fan of the names, we have scientific names as well, and you can sort by scientific names. So you say, show me all aquaporas, and it'll show you colonies, frags, named frags, whatever, everything, including care information. We also have ORAs. We have all of their corals listed in there, as well as all the live aquaria corals. Here comes the slow Wi-Fi. You can see that things will start to load up here. There we go. So this data actually comes directly from ORA. It's licensed by them, and it contains care and placement information for all of their corals. Same thing for live aquaria as well. Here's a detailed photo of the tricolor veleta. It's an aquapora. Here's a nice description, beautiful color, beautiful coral, primarily purple. And then it talks about the differences in different velitas, which everyone sort of knows about. Very cool stuff.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Check it out. Reefs.
We are at Reef Results Marine, and you guys have an amazing tank setup. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this tank that you have going on?
Sure. We, at the moment, designed 3 different sizes. This one here is a 135 gallons. We do a 115 and a 90 gallon, and they're all 3 foot wide, 24 inches tall, and one is 36 deep, one is 24 deep, and one is 30 deep. Let's go around to the back side. This here is the filter where everything gets picked up. It's pulled in through 3 different locations inside the tank. We got it down below, mid, and a surface skimming, where all the water goes into this particular box, filters out all the debris. And then in here we have a media chamber where we add the charcoals or the GFOs, any of the medias that you might need to use to pull out organics in the tank. Then from there, we transfer this over to the next chamber, which is our skimmer. You can also place a heater in here. You can put a UV sterilizer, whatever you want to use. You can use a biopellet reactor. From there, this all gets transferred over the mud system. We have a Miracle Mud that we use in 3 different trays. This gives you 15 square inches of surface area, which takes the end of the nitrate or nitrogen cycle and converts it to a gas. There's anaerobic bacteria that develops on the lower portion of these trays in the mud. And then we add a few plants, caulerpa, whatever you want to use, mangroves with a little light. And what that does is actually takes up the nutrients inside the tank, or the nitrate inside the tank, converts all the CO2 to a oxygen level that's appropriate for the aquarium. And there's a little LED light that gets set up here, and that will help those plants to actually grow. Then it goes into this chamber, which finishes the filter. This will develop a lot of phytoplankton, zooplankton, a lot of little critters that actually feed your corals. So we want it to flow freely into the system. Then we have a pump that actually has 6 different speeds to it. So you can go from 10 gallons up to 1,320 gallons. So you have the versatility of having different flows inside the tank. And this also has a feed button where you push the feed button, shuts the system down so you can actually feed your corals and your fish. It's quite unique, actually. And if you take a look around here, this is where the pump is. We have no head pressure, so we get a full 1,300 gallons an hour being forced into the aquarium. Then we use 2 eductors, which actually increase the water flow about 5 times. And as you can see, you got this current that just swirls around the entire aquarium and pushes all the dead water or the to-be processed water back into the filter system on the other side. And as you can see, the corals are very happy. The system comes with not only the tank, but the stand, the filter, the pump. It's turnkey lighting. We have a variety of different LED lighting that's available to you. Also, we have a monitoring system where you can actually look at your tank to see how it's doing from anywhere in the world. And it gives you all the parameters inside the tank. It gives you your pHs, gives you your temperature. It'll shut down automatically lighting if it's too hot, or it'll alert you, give you an email showing you what's going on in the aquarium. And it's quite easy to do. You just pick up your phone and take a look occasionally, and it'll actually email you if there's a parameter that's out of balance, because you set the parameters inside the system, and it will alert you if it goes out of those parameters.
Global Oceanic Life is a premier wholesaler who is dedicated to high-end corals and fish. They are located in Miami, Florida, but will ship anywhere in the world. They specialize in rare fish, and they actually brought a rare Roth iron butterfly to MACNA, but I didn't get to film it. Sorry guys. Hey, I interviewed over 30 vendors at MACNA. Cut me a little slack. With MACNA ended with a banquet. Great food, great people, and some entertainment.
The knife looks good. You're gonna throw it to my right hand. Nice flat throw. To my right hand, not my left hand, and not my face. No. Nice flat throw. It doesn't need a knife. You don't have a mic. You're gonna make jokes. Tony? Okay. Ready? Throw it to my right hand. It's not so good. Don't laugh for that. It wasn't good enough yet. The last one's really important. This is like the training. The nice flat throw, making me reach for it is not cute. You're going to throw to this hand, not this hand, because there's something in it, and it's still bad. I'm just sitting there like, you guys, the baby say, but we'll take a knife. All right, we're going to throw that knife. This knife represents something about reef keeping. This is water quality. That's lighting. Throw that to my right hand. It's my left hand, but thank you. The last knife, you're going to throw that here, to where my right hand is. Is that right? My right hand. You're going to throw it to this visual space. I'm going to move my hand down here, right? Because I have to throw this knife to catch that knife. Does that make sense? So don't look at the hand, right? Don't look at my face either. Look where the knife was. I'm going to throw, you're going to throw that to me. If all goes well, I will be juggling the 3 knives. The audience will be applauding because I just told them they should. And then you don't go anywhere. You have to stay right there. If you move, you will freak me out and this will be a disaster. Right? Go right to here. You're still looking at my eyes. You throw where you're looking. You're a unicorn. Look here. Here. You're looking here. Look at this stuff. Look there. Now you're looking there. See how your whole head turned? Ready? Go.
Hey, nice throw, Tony.
That was so...
Ruby Reef. The problem stops here. Ruby Reef has 4 awesome products to help keep your tanks healthy. Hydroplex is effective disease control. It is also recommended as a dip regimen or for use in quarantine tank. Visit rubyreef.net to learn more about Hydroplex and Ruby Reef's other great products. For you new guys, please consider subscribing and stay tuned for MACNA Day 3. Also, keep an eye out for September 21st when I will be doing a live video with DIY Aquarium Guy. This is The Ultimate Hobby.